Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today is a fantastic day. The Women's Prize for Fiction Longlist was announced today. I love the Women's Prize. I think it might be my favorite literary prize. It was the first one that ever got on my radar, the first one that I ever started paying attention to. And I just really find myself liking a lot more of the books on the long list and the short list, and I normally always really enjoy the winner. So I think I have the most luck with this prize, which is definitely a reason why. And so today, for the first time, I wanted to predict the books. Now, normally I do with my friends. I predict the long list and we talk about it, but on here I wanted to predict, and I also wanted to react to the long list. Now, it is the evening when I'm filming this, and this was announced this morning. I have used absolutely every ounce of my self-control to not look at the long list. It's been very hard. Luckily, I had to work, so that made it a little bit easier, but I am going to pull up my predictions first. I don't know how accurate this is gonna be. I have a lot of guesses. I don't know, and some of these feel a little bit more obscure to me, so I don't know for sure. This is based completely on vibes. The only thing that I looked at was publication dates, that like the requirements for publication dates and vibes. I did not look at if the people I am thinking will be nominated have won before. I didn't do any of that, so maybe I won't get any right, but we'll see. So the first one that I put on here is Endling by Maria Rivera, I think. I have not read this, but this made the rounds with the Booker and I think the National Book Award, or maybe just the Booker. The Women's Prize for Fiction feels weird because it happens at the beginning of the calendar year, but the way that the submissions work, sometimes you see a lot of repeats with the Women's Prize, but it made its round before. It didn't win. My two friends, Erica and Ray, absolutely loved Endling, and I think that from what they've told me story-wise, I think that it would fit with the Women's Prize pretty well. The next one is Audition by Katie Kitmara. I did read this and really enjoy it. I don't know that I want this to win, but I do think it's very, very likely that this is on here. I think this one's a shot in the dark for some reason. I don't know why. I loved this book so much. It was one of my favorite books of the year last year, and that is Heart the Lover by Lily King. I want this to be nominated so badly, and again, I did not do my research. I don't know if Lily King has ever been nominated for the Women's Prize. I just absolutely loved this book, and so I selfishly put it on there. The next one is The Loneliness of Sonia and Sunny by, I think it's Kieran Desai is how you pronounce it. I have it on my TBR, let me see. Kieran. I think you pronounce it Kieran Desai. This one also made the rounds the last few prizes, and so I'm thinking that it's very likely to be on there. I have not finished it. I did start it and I got like 20 pages in and I was like, I'm not in the mood for this right now. Not because it was a bad book. If anything, I could tell that the writing, I was going to absolutely love it, and I just wasn't in the place to read it, so I set it down. The next one is also, I don't know, I do know that she has won before, but this is The Natural Way of Things by Charlotte Wood. I think that the synopsis for this sounds really fantastic, and so I don't know, I don't know, I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling lucky with it. The next one is Kin by Tayari Jones. This actually just came out. I have it right here. And I went to the author event for this book in Atlanta, and it was absolutely fantastic. I loved American Marriage by her. She is so intelligent and humorous and a great time. And the way she was speaking about this book, the excerpts that she read from it, I don't know, it was just nominated for Oprah's book club. I don't know, I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling good about it. The next one is another one that I think is a shot in the dark. It just came out. I love it so much. I want everyone to read it. It's called A Beast Slinks Towards Beijing. And oh my gosh, guys, it was so good. It was so good. The storytelling was impeccable. The writing was so good. The character work. She did magical realism in such a fantastic and expertly done way. I cannot believe this was a debut novel. So I don't know how much I've heard about it online though, so I'm really, really, really hoping that it's nominated just because I would love that for her. I think that would be so good. And then the last two, I'm just kind of moderately throwing in there. The first one is Wild Dark Shore. This one was one of my absolute favorite books of last year and I loved it so much, but there was confusion for me when I was Googling what the requirements were for publication dates. I don't know that this is eligible, but it might be because I think it was published earlier in the UK than it was in the US. So I don't know. That is an unofficial one just in case. And then my last one is Flashlight by Susan Choi. I did not like that book. I did not like it. It made sense for me for the Booker because of the way that the storytelling was done. I just didn't really vibe with it though, and then it was nominated for the National Book Award, and I just have a feeling it's on there. I personally don't want it to be, no shade if you enjoyed that book, but it was just not my thing. So yeah, those are my final submissions. I am so excited. I am so excited. My history with the Women's Prize, let me put it down before I see it. My history with the Women's Prize is that typically I unintentionally always have some on my radar that I already want to read. I've normally already read some of them, and then some of them I have never heard of in my life. So I'm always very, very pleasantly surprised with this long list. Again, that's why I love it so much. Okay, so I'm gonna start screen recording. I hope I can find a way to put it on there on the screen so that you guys can see. There should be like a reel. Okay, here we go, here we go. Okay, oh, they're doing the wrapped thing that they did for the nonfiction. Oh, let's see. Don't Speak. Ooh, that's a cool cover. Gloria Don't Speak by Lucy Apps. Never heard of her. Oh, let me pause this. I am going to look up the ones that I don't know after and kind of say whether or not I'm interested in them. Paradiso 17 by Hannah Lilith Asadi. Still don't know that one. Oh, I know this book cover. Oh, okay, okay. Moderation by Elaine Castillo. Oh, Flashlight. No, I knew it. I knew it. That UK book cover is a lot better than ours, I will say. Oh, Dominion. Oh my gosh, I see. I have that right there. Okay, I haven't read that one yet. I'm excited. Okay. The Benefactors, Wendy Erskine? Don't know that one. How did I forget about The Correspondent? That was one of my favorite books in January. How did I forget about that? Okay, that makes me really, really happy. The Mercy Step by Marcia Hutchinson. Okay. Don't know her. The Others by Sheena Khalil. Khalil? What is this one? Kingfisher by Rosie Kelly. Don't know her. Oh my gosh, Heart the Liver. Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. Amazing. And Audition. Okay, okay, okay. Oh my gosh. What's next? Oh, Guardian and the Thief. I also have that on my physical TBR. I'm so excited to read that one. Okay. Oh my gosh, yes! Wild Dark Shore. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that that was eligible. Wow, 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 wow. The Best of Everything. I don't know. Oh my gosh. The Beast Links Towards Beijing was on there. Oh my gosh, the very last one, I was so confused for a second because that book cover looks so different than the US book cover. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I can't believe that that one's on there. I can't believe I guessed that. Wow. Okay, so out of 16, I guessed 5 correctly. I have already read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, guys, this is the best that I've ever done, I think. Like, just unintentionally. I've already read 6. I guessed 5 correctly. And I already had 1 on my radar, like in the ether of the brain. And then I own 2 on my physical TBR. So that is so exciting. Wow, guys. I'm feeling pretty smart. I am not gonna lie to you. I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now. I love literature. Okay, so let me now look at the ones that I have never heard of. So that is, the first one would be Gloria Don't Speak. Gloria Don't Speak. I'm really into this book cover. Okay. Gloria has a learning disability. She is 19 and there's nothing to do except wander the local parks, look for friendship, and keep out of trouble. Or go round Jack's. Ooh. Jack needs Gloria's company, but he's unpredictable and angry at the world. I love one of those. I love one of those. They're so interesting as characters. After an act of violence, their friendship has to end. Now Gloria's on her own, but when she hears Jack's out of prison, her whole world is turned upside down, heartbreaking and beautiful. Gloria Don't Speak is an insightful portrait of a woman dealing with vulnerability, violence, and desire for connection. Okay, gotta read that. Want to read immediately on Fable. I have to read that. That's so good. An intimate, sweeping tale of one Palestinian man's restless search for home in the world over as the pendulum of fate swings between life, loss, and grief, and euphoria, regret, and hope. Oh! I need this. Okay, I don't even need to read anymore. I know that I want to read that. That sounds amazing. Wow. Today is such a good day. Today is so good. Okay, moderation. I remember the cover. I don't so much remember what it's about. I want to say it's about like cell phones or something. Girly Del Mundo is the greatest content moderator in the world. Okay, that is what initially turned me off to it because I don't really care for books with that synopsis. Despite the setbacks of financial crisis, climate catastrophe, and global pandemic, she's getting promotion. I also don't like books that talk about COVID. So basically it's like isolation, virtual reality, all of that stuff. I'm sure I'm watering it down because I'm not that interested in that one. I don't think I'm gonna pick that one up. The next one is Dominion, which I have right here and I will 100% be reading. I am so excited about that one. The Benefactors. Let's see what we got going on here. Benefactors, we meet Frankie, Miriam, and Brana. Okay. Very different women, but all mothers to 18-year-old boys. Glamorous Frankie, now married and to a wealthy older man, grew up in care. I don't know what that means. Oh, wait, no, I actually don't know what that means. Miriam has recently lost her beloved husband, Khalil, in ambiguous circumstances. Brana, the CEO of a children's services charity, loves the celebrity and prestige this brings her. They do not know each other, yet, but when their sons are accused of sexually assaulting Misty Johnston, whose family lacks the wealth and social standing of their own, they'll leverage all the power in their position to protect their children. The Benefactors is a daring polyphonic presentation of modern-day Northern Ireland. It's Irish! It's also very funny. Oh, I have to if it's Irish. What? Okay. Put that one down. Okay, Correspondent, already read. The Mercy Step. Taking us back in time to 1960s Bradford, The Mercy Step follows the precocious Mercy, a young child facing a world that is far too big for her small body. Mercy lives with her Windrush generation parents. I don't know what that means. She craves her mother's attention, which she must share with the church and her many siblings, while trying to avoid the fits and tempers of her father. Okay, I love a family struggle. Mercy struggles to find her place in the world, surrounded by flawed adults and a family she feels an outsider in. Her only joys are her loyal doll Dolly and the escapism she finds in books. Oh my gosh, sign me up. But Mercy is nothing if not resilient, and she takes up the fight to escape her traumatic upbringing, all while maintaining her humor, style, and nerve. Okay, I want to read that one. I need to go to the library. Good Lord. Okay, The Others. Secrets, lies, and a love as the DDR collapses. Three young people from vastly different backgrounds, Armando from Mozambique, Lolita from India, and East German national Theo, are drawn together in a small Baltic city in 1989, just as the DDR begins to collapse around them. While a quiet revolution sweeps through Eastern Europe, they find themselves in a poignant love triangle as their lives entwine and collide with one another in messy, beautiful ways. Oh, that sounds so good. That sounds fantastic. That sounds so good. Guys, when am I gonna have time to read all these books? She smelled like jasmine. No, not exactly. She smelled like the earth beneath a jasmine plant on a hot day. Most of us are poets, she said. It's just a question of how it comes out. When a creative writing academic, already sold, becomes infatuated with his colleague, already sold, the poet, and it's not long before it begins to threaten his relationship with his partner, Michael. Michael is beautiful, Michael is safe, but the poet is everything he isn't. She has everything he wants. I need it. How did I, like, see, this is the thing that I love about books like this, or prizes like this. I had no idea that any of these books were even out there, and I am so excited. While he writes about steel and sex, she dreams about the movements of swallows. While he tends to his budding career, she writes from her big white house in the woods. As he slips between his old life and his new one, his fixation grows into something more powerful. The poet, his kingfisher, is his sole focus. He is hypnotized. It's giving Vladimir. But when simultaneous illnesses threaten to destroy the precarious reality he clings to, he's forced to question what he can and cannot take from someone. And this is a novel about grief, power, and desire. It tingles all in the makeup of life. Ah! Guys, this is a problem because I want to read all of these. Okay, so the next one, Heart the Lover, already read that. Audition, already read that. Guardian the Thief, already own it. Wild Dark Shore, okay, next is The Best of Everything. She's the last person who would call herself a heroine, but she's given him a whole new reason to live. Paulette's the kind of woman who likes the future, all mapped, the wedding to Denton, the Caribbean honeymoon, the gingham quilt on the baby's crib. Until one morning, Garfield, Denton's friend, arrives at her door with news that she just can't take, that Denton won't be coming around anymore, that there won't be time for her to say goodbye. Somehow, Garfield finds his way into her bed, if not her heart, and sooner than anyone can believe, there is a baby, and suddenly giving Bird, her son, the best of everything is what gives Paulette's life meaning. So why is it another little boy, Nellie, who keeps Paulette awake at night? Nellie, who's being raised a few streets away with no sign of a mom. Okay, I was like, what do you mean? With no sign of a mom, with a grandfather who's obviously struggling. Surely Paulette is the last person who should be getting tangled up in any of that. The Best of Everything is a novel about what it means to care, to learn to live in the aftermath of loss, and the love that can steal into our lives. Okay, that one sounds fine. Okay. I might read that one if it makes the short list. And then A Beast Links Towards Beijing. I'm still so excited about that. I wanted to win, but then I loved Wild Dark Shore, and this is a hard year, you guys. This is really, really bad. Okay, from this list, I'm going to read Gloria Don't Speak, Paradiso 17, Dominion, The Benefactors, Kingfisher, Guardian and the Thief, The Mercy Step, and the others. So I have 8 books that I need to read before the short list comes out. I think it comes out at the end of April. So it is going to go from 16 books to 6 books on April 22nd, and then the winner will be announced on June 11th. So I have some time, but I do have 8 that I want to read that I am very excited for. I am just so jazzed right now, you guys. I am so excited. So thank you so much for coming on this journey with me today. I hope you guys have some on the list that you guys are interested in, and stay tuned for the reading vlogs. Bye.